For a long time, longer than you would think, Tom Brady was called a game manager, somebody who benefited from having an incredible roster and an incredible GM, all the pieces around him. This video is not about Tom Brady. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts, and specifically what people say about Jalen Hurts. This is the overview of sort of how he's been discussed. He was drafted by the Eagles in the second round and initially thrived in a system built around a strong defense, not necessarily carrying the offense single-handedly. Efficient, not flashy. He focused on minimizing turnovers and making smart, high-percentage plays, taking what the defense gave him. Here's another quote about Jalen Hurts. He's not a gunslinger. Only occasionally does he try to beat you by going over the top. He's a game manager who simply has the knack of making a little go a long way in a football game. I'm just kidding. That's a quote from Bob Ryan in the Boston Globe in January 20th, 2002 about Tom Brady. And of course, this was Tom Brady too, why he was called a game manager early in his career. There were so many think pieces and segments and columns written about why Tom Brady simply couldn't be measured up to Peyton Manning. And then after that, it was why he wasn't the same kind of passer Drew Brees was, or why he wasn't the same kind of athlete Aaron Rodgers was. And none of this is to say that the Eagles are going to be a 20-year dynasty and Jalen Hurts is Tom Brady. I'm also not saying that Tom Brady dealt with dog whistles and outright racism. What I am saying is that when you look at a system that wins that much and the quarterback is that integral to the team functioning that way, to insinuate that they're not one of the best quarterbacks in the league is low football IQ, in my opinion. Regardless of the offense that they were running, Tom Brady was going to do what needed to be done. Everybody thought that he was just a guy who was always going to be a little bit smarter and a little bit less, a little bit more unselfish than anybody on the field. And that was what made him great. But there were so many conversations about why Tom Brady wasn't on the level of other quarterbacks. The other part of the conversation would say, okay, but at what point do we say that Tom Brady is the perfect quarterback for this system? And if he is the perfect quarterback for the perfect system, is he not elite? Everything that the Eagles do, the way that they operate, the way that they're able to win games is because they have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, not in spite of it. When a quarterback is doing exactly what needs to be done to win games, regardless of how it looks to you, that is such high quarterback IQ. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to resort to base instincts. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to look downfield and see a guy and be like, I can make the play. I cannot tell you how much easier it is to not stay within a system. A lot of people for a long time said that if Tom Brady were not on the Patriots, he would not be Tom Brady. He would not have all those wins. He would not have all those titles. A lot of people say Jalen Hurts wouldn't win this much, wouldn't be great. We wouldn't even have him in this conversation if he weren't on the Eagles. But what Belichick and the Patriots built did not work unless you had somebody like Tom Brady. It wasn't going to work like that with Peyton Manning. It wasn't going to work like that with Drew Brees, and it wasn't going to work like that with Aaron Rodgers. Football is a living, breathing organism of a sport. 53 players, practice squad, dozens of coaches and trainers. And when a team is built around what you do and then you win a lot, doesn't that make you one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL? In my book, it does.